We are going to be taking notes on proportional relationships. Now, make sure that your paper has your name, your section, and your student number, which is the same as your computer number. The problem says, David decided to sell pizza. The profit that David earned in dollars is proportional to the number of slices of pizza sold. This equation represents the proportional relationship between the profit earned, Y, and the number of slices of pizza, X, sold. Answer incomplete sentences. Now, we have our equation right here. So we have Y equals 3X. Now, from our paragraph, we know that Y represents the profit, okay? And X represents the slices of pizza sold. Now, let's highlight the important information that we need, okay? So we know that David is going to be selling, our units are going to be dollars, so let's highlight that part. So we know dollars. And we know that this is a proportional relationship because it says the equation represents a proportional relationship. Okay, profit is Y and slices of pizza is X. Now it says how much money would he earn for each slice of pizza? So we know that X represents the slices of pizza. So if we put a 1 into that equation because we're looking for each, so let's write our equation. And we have Y, which is a profit, equals $3, and we are looking for one slice. So we're going to substitute X and put a 1. And 3 times 1 is 3. So we know that our profit will be $3. So for each slice of pizza, he would earn $3. Okay, so we are done with part A. Now, look at part B. It says create a table that shows a proportional relationship between X and Y. So the proportional relationship between the slices of pizza sold and the profit. Now, we know that if he sells one slice of pizza, he would make $3. If he sold two slices, so 2 times 3, that is 6. And if he sold 3 slices, that will be 9. Okay, so what we did is multiply by 3, multiply by 3, multiply by 3. Now, the first question is, what does X represent? Going back to the information we have above, we know that X represents the slices of pizza. What does Y represent? Y represents the profit. And the last question says, what is the constant of proportionality? Now, the constant of proportionality is your rule, your pattern, your unit rate. Okay. In this case, we know that we are multiplying by 3. Okay. We have it from our table, but you also have it from your equation. Your equation is telling you that your profit is going to be equal to 3 times the number of pizzas sold. So your unit rate, your constant, is 3. Okay, and keep in mind that the word constant refers to a number, right? Make sure you are copying everything down. So X represents the number of slices of pizza sold, Y represents the profits earned, and the constant of proportionality is 3, according to the ratio from our table and our constant from our equation. Now we are going to move on to part C. Part C is telling us to graph the points from the table, and then we need to label each axis. Okay, so the axes are pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We know that our vertical axis is going to be Y, and our horizontal is going to be X. Now we also need to label what they represent. The Y represents profits earned, so let's write that down. X represents the slices of pizza. Now, using the table from part B, this table, let's look at the coordinates. So we have when X is 1, Y is 3. So I'm going to come at 1 on the X, and then I'm going to move 3 units up. Now, our next number is X2, Y6. So X2, 6 units up. And lastly, we are going to have 3 units on the X and 9 units on the Y. That means that for 3 slices sold, David is making $9. Okay, now we must connect the points. We know that this is a proportional graph. We know that this is proportional because at the beginning it told you that it was a proportional relationship from the slices of pizza and the profit. Therefore, if the equation was proportional, if the table is proportional, then the graph that represents the table in the equation must be proportional. The three of them are connected. If we didn't have the information that they were proportional, you could look at the graph and tell me if it was proportional or not. Okay. One very important thing that we need to check is if it's a straight line. And yes, it is a straight line. And there's also another condition that must follow. The line must go through the origin. And as you can tell, that is our case. It goes through the origin and it has a constant unit rate increasing. That's why you have a straight line. Okay, let's move on to the last question. As we have explained, does the graph represent a proportional relationship? Justify your answer. Yes, the graph represents a proportional relationship because it is a straight line, it goes through the origin, and it's a graphical representation of the table and the equation. Now start gathering your stuff and getting ready for the next rotation.